Have you ever noticed that just when life becomes a little peaceful, your mind runs in thousand different directions just to find something to worry about? Now your relationship is going very well, but you start wondering, what if something goes wrong? Something is going to happen now. Everything is too comfortable. Your work is stable, but you're imagining what you'll do if and when things go wrong. Your child is absolutely fine, but your mind jumps 10 steps ahead to everything that could happen to the child. So, if you have a small child who's just learned how to ride a bike, a cycle, you are scared that, oh my god, now this one is, on a bike, and what if he falls? Your toddler is learning to maybe run. You're scared. What if he falls down, he gets hurt? So, for everything, you're scared. Everything. Now, nothing is wrong. Nothing is actually wrong in any of the situations. It is just your mind playing these games. Mentally, you're already preparing for an emergency. And the exhausting part is that all these so called emergencies do not exist and they will never arrive. So, why does the mind do this? Why is it sometimes easier to prepare for disaster than to simply enjoy the moment without fearing? That is what we are going to explore today. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Flight to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And today's conversation is for anyone who's been physically sitting in a perfectly safe room but mentally dealing with 1,000 different imaginary disasters. Because sometimes we don't wait for problems to arrive, we actually emotionally create them in our head in advance. We prepare for the argument that has not happened. We prepare ourselves for the rejection we have not received, the financial crisis that has not occurred, the relationship that has not yet ended, the opportunity that has not failed. And we keep telling ourselves, okay, I am just, preparing myself for the worst. But there's a difference between being prepared for the worst and being permanently braced for impact. Our brain naturally anticipates possible threats. That's the part of the brain, and that's a beautiful ability that our brain has. It helps us to plan, solve problems, and protect ourselves. But when this anticipation becomes a constant, when we start spending today's emotional energy on tomorrow's imaginary problems, that's where the problem arises. That's when preparation stops feeling protective and starts becoming exhausting. So, today let's look at 5 reasons. Okay, 5 reasons your mind may keep preparing for the problems that never happen, and how you can actually begin returning from imagined features to the life that is actually happening right now. Firstly, your brain would rather predict a problem than be surprised by one. That's the first reason why this happens. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. So, if you've been blindsided by disappointment, betrayal, loss, or sudden change, you may have learned that, you know, if you expect the worst, maybe it won't hurt as much. Maybe that's what you've told yourself. And not consciously, but subconsciously. So, you start looking ahead. What could go wrong? What am I missing here? What should I prepare for? That creates a feeling of control inside of you. You feel that you have to be prepared well in advance for anything wrong that may happen. But there's a hidden cost to this. You may prevent yourself from being surprised by pain, yes, but you also prevent yourself from being surprised by joy because you're not living the moment. There is nothing wrong in the present moment, but you're not living it because you are just preparing yourself for something that may or may not happen in future. You are so busy preparing for what could go wrong that you never fully experience what is going right. Reason number two, worry can feel like a responsibility. So, this is especially common in women who are used to being responsible for everything and anything. So, they are the responsible, the ones in the family who everybody comes to, the ones who take care of everything, the strong ones who make all the plans, who ensure nothing goes wrong, who keep everybody happy, who do everything so perfectly. You may unconsciously believe that if I'm worrying about something, I'm doing something about it. Okay? I'll repeat. You may subconsciously believe that if I'm worrying about it, I'm doing something about it. Means you're taking responsibility of whatever is going to go wrong. But worry and action are not the same thing. So, thinking about, like I mentioned the child earlier, thinking about your child's future for the next 3 hours does not make it safer. Correct? If the child, maybe in the next 3 hours has to get hurt, if that's how it's going to be like that. You worrying about it is not going to change that. Yes, you are being precautious, which is fine. You're taking all the measures, which is fine, but you worrying about it is not going to solve the problem. It's not going to help. It's not going to make anything safer. Replaying every possible business problem inside your head will not make either the business stronger or will not make the problem that has not yet come be relevant. If you imagine everything that could go wrong in your relationship, it will not protect your relationship in any which way. So sometimes worry is productive. When you worry a little, you're just wanting to, take the necessary measures, be safe. That's okay. Precaution, prevention, fine. We all say that prevention is better than cure, fine. But you can't be obsessed with it. Repetitive worry without any action. That, it's just emotional energy going around in circles. So, a useful question is there something I can actually do about this? Think, whatever it is that you're stressing about, what has not happened and you think it will happen in future, can you do anything about it right now? Can you? No, you cannot. So then, why worry? Recognize that, you know, the more you're worrying about it, does not mean that you're getting prepared for it because you don't know. It's the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to pan out. Reason number three, calm can feel suspicious when you are used to stress. So this one is a very subtle one because if you spent a long time dealing with uncertainty in your life, if you've spent many, many years, you know, dealing with conflict or pressure, emotional unpredictability, if that's how you've been mentally conditioned, calm can feel very unfamiliar to you. And that's why you're used to taking that stress. Now, when nothing is wrong, your mind starts to search. Why is everything so quiet? How come everything is going on so smoothly? Am I forgetting something? Am I missing a point? Something must be coming. Something will happen. You may even notice yourself becoming restless when life is going well. Not because you want something bad to happen, but because vigilance has become very familiar. So, learning to experience peace sometimes means teaching yourself that nothing, happening is also allowed to happen. You don't need to fill every peaceful space with a future problem. Reason number four, you confuse imagining an outcome with actually preventing it. So the mind loves rehearsal. Okay, so you're actually rehearsing this because you're trying to, you know, become perfect at solving a problem which in your head is going to take place. Correct? So your mind loves all this rehearsal. Before an uncomfortable conversation, your you know your mind is running all over and you imagine what they will say. Okay, and then you think, okay, if they say this is how I'm gonna react, this is what I'm going to say. And then when I say this, what if they react like this? Then I'm going to act like this, then I'm going to react like this. So this entire scenario, you've literally scripted, you're doing the screenplay of whatever has not yet happened. That's exactly what you're doing. So 20 minutes later, you've had this entire argument with someone who's not even present in the room right now. It's all been inside your head. And somehow you're angry with them. You notice this for yourself. Even when you're having these, overthinking conversations in your head, you start feeling this emotional shift inside of you. You suddenly start feeling angry or sad or hurt or, you know, whatever. You feel the shift, resentment. You start feeling it. And this is because mentally rehearsing possibilities, you know, does not always help you prepare. We think it may help us prepare, but excessive rehearsal creates an illusion. If I think through every possible scenario, nothing will catch me off guard. But, sweetheart, life does not work that way. There will always be something that will happen in your life that you have not predicted, that you've never thought of. Emotional security does not come from knowing exactly what's going to happen. It comes from trusting yourself to deal with whatever will happen at that point in time, and I will deal with it at that point in time. Number 5, you are trying to avoid future pain by sacrificing your present peace. Now, this is a big one, okay? Because we think worrying now will somehow protect us later because we'll be prepared. But look at the bargain we are making. We are not living the present moment, we are giving away the peace today to prepare for the pain that may or may not arrive tomorrow. Imagine doing that financially. Every morning you transfer money from your account to pay a bill that does not exist. Will you do that? You will eventually ask, why am I paying for something I have not even received? But emotionally, you don't think like this. Emotionally, you will be doing this all the time. We pay for imaginary futures with real anxiety. So, if the problem, okay, the if is big over here. If the problem eventually happens, we'll deal with it at that point in time. But if it does not happen, we have suffered twice for something that has not happened at all. Have you ever thought about this? By thinking of something that may happen in future, you have ruined your present. So the next time your mind starts racing ahead, pause and ask, is this a problem, or is this a possibility, or is this a prediction? Learn to differentiate between the three things. Remember these three P's: problem, possibility, prediction. Which one is it? Where is your mind running to? A problem exists now and may require action. A possibility is something that could happen. It could happen. But it's not happened. A prediction is the story your mind has created about what your mind believes will happen. So those three things can feel exactly the same inside your head. But if you think about this, more consciously, they are not the same things. So ask yourself, what is it out of the three that you're feeling right now? What is actually true right now? Not tomorrow, not next month, not after 1 year or 10 years, not in the imaginary conversation you've already had 20 times. Think about right now. And sometimes, you know what the answer will be? Right now, there's nothing, I'm okay. And allow that to be enough. When you get this answer that right now, there's nothing to worry and you're okay, that's it. Allow that to be. So, if today's episode resonated with you, I want to leave you with something to think about. You don't need to predict every storm in order to trust yourself in the rain. I will repeat this for you. You don't have to predict every storm to trust yourself in the rain. You can never eliminate uncertainty from life. Life is unpredictable, and that is how it will always be. People will come and go, people will surprise you, people will shock you, plans will change, plans may not go as desired, some things will not work out, and there will be problems you have not figured out or seen them coming. But perhaps emotional security is not reaching a place where nothing unexpected ever happens. Perhaps it's reaching a place where you know that whatever happens, I trust myself to deal with it. That's a different kind of safety, and the kind of safety you should be giving yourself, that okay, right now there's nothing. Push comes to shove, tomorrow when it happens, I'll deal with it. So today, notice where your mind is living. Is it here in the present, in the life that is actually happening right now, or is it somewhere in the future solving problems that have not arrived? If it's in the future, come back. Come back to the present, to the conversation you're having, the meal you're eating, the work you're doing right now. This ordinary day today may be the day you may someday look back on and wish you had enjoyed more. So enjoy every moment of your now, your present. You don't have to spend a beautiful today rehearsing for a difficult tomorrow. That's all for today. Until the next podcast, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, signing off for now, but asking you to like, comment, and share this episode with whoever needs to hear this today. And don't forget to subscribe to the Flight to Fulfillment podcast on either Substack or YouTube or Spotify or Apple, wherever you're more comfortable, so that you don't miss out on a single dose of inspiration coming your way. Until next time, plan for what needs planning, handle what needs handling, but don't borrow trouble from a tomorrow that has not happened yet. Love you all. See you the next time. Bye bye.